one board member to bring a word from the Lord. Part of the reason it's so important for me to be a board member, I am that 431 gal. I have known what it's like to be divorced, to be a single parent, to be a widow. The first night at the board retreat, in reading it, it was like, God, what are you doing? Because the words were jumping off the page. I knew the book of Nehemiah is a leadership book, and yet he kept prompting the rereading of it. Then as we went into the next morning, I followed his lead, gave a devotion about Nehemiah. It is all about hearing and obeying the voice of God. The question was asked, if you could and would believe God for anything, regardless of the amount of time or money, what would it be? There was a hush, a knowing that it really was 52 days, just like rebuilding the wall, 52 days, where people would come together specifically to do a certain part of the roof. There was no human way that the board could work hard enough or diligent enough for the roof to have funds raised in 52 days. Oh, but God, when it is so much bigger than you are, you know God's hand is in it. Seeing God move through people who wanted to buy a square foot, 81 foot, on and on. There were different levels that people could jump in. It was just like building the wall, rebuilding the wall. You see, everyone did what they could, when they could, how they could. People wanted to be a part. You see, that's how it is. It just takes one person to say yes to doing the very thing that God is calling. He's not calling all of us to do all things, yet He is calling each one of us to do something. It is such an honor to serve on the 431 board because we get to make a real difference in people's lives in a way that will affect generations to come. You see, 431 Ministries, it's about a living legacy. Won't you be the one to make the difference? Will you share your story? Will you give of your time? Will you give of your resources? Will you be the one that makes the difference in someone's life?